You'd be surprised. I bring this up, and here's the trigger. You'd be surprised. There are some bartenders out there, and it's the same thing. I'm sorry. Here's my email. It's Comon Sense NH at Outlook.com. It's the same thing with females out there getting pregnant that don't deserve to be mothers. Okay, it's almost the same thing. There are certain people that just suck at becoming waiters and waitresses, and there's some people that suck at becoming bartenders. Why do they do it? They're not doing it for the $2 or $3 an hour. They're doing it for the fucking tips. But there's some bartenders that don't know how to bartend. Yeah. It's just it is what it is.
It comes down to training, and
Well,
if you're the owner,
but it's basic to me. I think it's basic common sense. If you're dealing with, it just goes down to those two words: customer service. Granted, maybe they're having a bad day and everything, but you know what? What do you want? A beer.
But, you watch Bar Rescue. You watch Bar Rescue.
Absolutely.
He will tell you, listen, you just look miserable at your job. Mm-hmm. Why do you do this?
Right.
I don't want to drink here. You are making me mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I here?
Right.
Sure. And the food comes out. It's whatever. And you're like, I wouldn't feed this to my dog. Mm-hmm. What's going on? And that's...
And I see both sides to this. I see both sides to the story. I guess you're right, because there's some awesome waiters and waitresses and bartenders out there.
And now I'm cramping. Why is this?
No, I'm cramping too. It's the chairs. No, but I see that too, because maybe they're having a bad day. Everybody has a bad day, and I understand that. But then you have these people that go out to these restaurants and bars after having a bad experience. They automatically think that when they go to another bar or to another bartender, that they automatically think that they're going to have a bad experience, and that's why the tips don't get given out, for lack of better terms, when they should. You know what I mean? It's like relationships. Everybody goes through these bad relationships and have people. They have the whole trust situation, and people, they don't trust people, and I don't know, and I'm closing up, and I have my wall up and stuff. I just see this as an issue.
But that comes down to management, too. It needs to be out there. Look, you go to a restaurant, usually the manager will come down, hey, folks, how was everything, blah, 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 blah. There has been times where I go, I think our waiter is having a bad fucking night, man. And he goes, what? What's wrong? I go, he's just not there. He's just not doing it right. And what can I do to make it better? I says, man, talk to him. See what's wrong with that guy. Because he's either going to come in here with a freaking gun, or he's going to hurt somebody or hurt himself or whatever.
Right.
Something's wrong with him. Mm-hmm. And they usually do. And,
and there's some
okay, so here's an experience from us. We went into a restaurant. The bill came. We paid the bill. We paid what we felt was a fair tip. The waitress sucked. She hardly spoke English. Maybe checked on us once. We got water. We got water to drink. Never came to refill our water. Like, had other waiters picking up like our order. We gave what we thought was a fair tip.
We ordered appetizers. We ordered elaborate dinners.
So you tipped below the minimum.
You know what I mean? We did. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like it was like a $65 bill. Mm-hmm. I'll give that waiter or waitress no problem a 20 spot. Yeah. Unfortunately, this waitress did not deserve that 20 spot.
So you gave her like 10 or whatever.
So what happens? We start to walk out, and she comes running after us, and we're like, she goes, this is not a proper tip. You didn't tip me the way that I'm supposed to be tipped.
Well,
and I was like...
Well, guess what? Boss lady came out now.
I was like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm like, you suck.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you would have paid attention to us and you would have done your job, then I would have had no problem.
Yeah, I would remind me never to take you out to dinner. Wow.
I
would be. It's no.
My wife is like that too.
I was a waitress. I was a bartender.
I would have grabbed her by the hand and said, "Follow me. We're gonna go with the manager, right? Because I can't do this in front of everybody. I can't do that."
And and there are certain times like, you know what, bring your manager. And I would have done the same thing. Unfortunately, going out to dinner with Aaron, it's I have to say the rosary first. Because the thing is unfortunately, and it's not because we have a bad waiter or waitress or bad service and stuff like this. It's she orders things that just blows my mind, for one, and her steak is never right. It just never
Steak is one of the hardest things to cook,
I know
man.
that. I know that. But the thing is we've tried this. Like,
I've gotten raw chicken, and he's like,
it's like, you know
just
what?
eat around it, and I'm like, no.
Stay away from the steak. Maybe order something else.
A salad.
A salad or chicken, everything. It still comes out wrong. And I'm like, what? Do you have bad juju around restaurants?
Now, first of all, name your top 3 restaurants that you go to that you do not ever have a problem with. Hurry up, the show's about to end.
I don't think I can.
What?
My top 3 restaurants are like Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden, and I don't know.
Texas Roadhouse is one.
I've never been to. I've been to the Olive Garden. Never had a bad experience. I've been to Longhorns. Never had a bad experience. I've been to Texas Roadhouse. Never a bad experience.
I had
Texas
my
and
steak
Longhorn.
brought out 3 times.
Oh, Jesus, no way. There's no way. There's no way.
No, seriously.
No.
They brought
the cook. Then I'm gonna come. Then I'm gonna come out to you, and I'm gonna grab your hand and go, "Come to the fryer later with me right now."
They brought the first steak out. It was raw, and when I say raw, it was raw.
How do you order it?
Medium.
Medium. It was the steak was still raw.
It was still mooing.
It still had a name.
So they brought it out back and threw it back on the grill.
Yeah.
It came out as a hockey puck. Oh. It was so fucking dry you couldn't even cut it.
And here's the best part, really. They used the same plate with all the blood on it.
With my mashed potatoes now soaking in blood.
Again, you have no clue what the fuck that cook's going through back
And
there.
I'm like...
You know what? Shit happens. When you go out to eat, shit happens.
But not every time.
I don't know.
It's one of those things.
Just bring me to a buffet and then I'll be fine.
Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. All right, honey, what do you want to do for dinner? I'm like, oh, no.
No.
Hold on 1 second,
Can
please.
we order?
Yeah. Hey, McDonald's?
Wow.
But even McDonald's, they fuck it up anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Now,
Denny's has put me in the hospital for 3 days.
Oh, I would never eat at Denny's. No.
I love Denny's.
Or Waffle House. Never eat at Waffle House either.
Let's see. Ruby Tuesdays, actually, I've had relatively good experience.
Crapplebee's, I fucking hate.
Yeah,
Olive Garden.
He doesn't like Applebee's.
Olive Garden, I've always had a situation. I don't know what it is.
It's usually him.
I love the food.
Yes.
Love the food.
Yes.
No.
Crappy service. I don't know.
Don't let him lie to you.
Go to the Manchester once, man.
We did. We went there the other night. That was fucking horrible.
We did.
No
we
way.
went right at the bar. The bartender sucked.
Oh, my God.
There was 2 bartenders and neither one of them paid attention to us.
Well,
We sat there for 15 minutes before we ordered. They didn't even ask us if we wanted drinks. There was 2 of them doing nothing.
So I said, you know what? I'm sorry to do this, but I need to speak to your manager. And I spoke to the manager. And the manager even told me, he goes, you're not the first person that ever told me this. So, all right, so fine. We got free meals out of it. I don't want my free meal. I want to pay for my meal. I want a great service. I want a great experience. I want to come back, And Aaron's right. Every time I'd rather go to a buffet.
At least I know what I'm getting, and I know it's right.
At least I know what I'm putting on my plate is right.
But there are people that gyp the system, meaning, all right, if we complain about this, we'll get a free advertiser. If we complain about this, we'll pull a hair out. And
I know.
And
that's wrong, though. That's wrong.
But again, you don't know what's going on. I've actually sat down and said, dude, are you okay? Because, man, you were just having this look on your face like you fucking hate life. And his eyes just watered up, and he goes, yeah, I'm having a bad day. I said, you need to not be doing this right now.
Right, exactly.
Because you are just going to snap.
Yep, exactly. We had this experience at IHOP, believe it or not, here in Nashua, in South Nashua. The poor waitress was crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? My manager. And the manager was just fucking yelling at all their employees.
You could hear the manager from out back.
And it was yelling in front of the customers and also in the back. I called IHOP and I go, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I felt bad for this girl, and the girl was just doing their job. She did a great job. I gave her an extra. I gave her more than extra for a tip, and I go, I hope your night gets better. And I go, I'm going to call your corporate that your manager sucks, so don't worry.
And then she turned around to us and said, this is an every night thing.
I don't, I worked in the food industry early in my career, but, it takes a certain person to do that kind of job. You got to turn into friggin' the best. You got to get that Oscar acting bullshit down. You have to now become a character.
And I don't have that.
It's true. Absolutely.
Regardless of what anybody says to you, you got to, with a smile on your face.
You got to be that flight attendant.
Yes.
Thank you.
You got to be thick. I've always said this.
I know you're an asshole, but man,
you got to be thick-skinned.
Don't choke on your chicken.
And some people can do it, and some people don't.
And some people just, you know what? You just sit in the cubicle and
when you go out to dinner, you roll the dice. Unless you go to where people know your name, and that's where I go to. People know your name, and it's like they automatically.
Actually, wait, no. I have never had a problem with Mel's food.
Oh, Mel, Jesus, I miss Mel. I miss Mel's food. I've never had a bad meal with him.
I've never had a problem with Mel's food.
Oh. Yeah, Mel, yeah.
And Mel, almost antagonizes me to say that there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, he always asks, everything okay? Yeah. You need anything?
Are you sure everything is okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mel. Are you positive?
It was cooked okay?
Is that your final answer?
I can smell your breath, Mel. No.
Your burger's cooked okay? It's perfect, Yeah. Are you sure your potatoes aren't too hard? They're not too,
Mel's amazing. We need more chefs like Mel.
Well, I'm telling you.
Do you need more mayonnaise? Do you need...
Chef,
and I'm like, okay, Mel, thank you. Let me eat.
Chef Mel at McGarvey's. Actually, he's got a Facebook page too. It's Chef Mel NH. Check it out. So there, positive into
he's
a negative. Awesome. Final remarks. Who wants to go first?
My positive to a negative to a positive. The strike is over. That's the. No, is that a positive?
That would be the negative.
You had to deal with the strike, which is your negative. And now you're back home in your first day of awesome work.
I don't have to pack a fucking suitcase anymore. Oh my God! I'm gonna wake up in my own bed. Oh, my job tomorrow, 5 minutes away. I can't wait.
What do you got?
So I guess Saturday we've got the Seacoast Safari. So.
Explain what the Seacoast Safari is.
The Seacoast Safari is for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. It's one of their big fundraisers where you actually are on a bicycle doing either a 30-mile ride, a 60-mile ride, or a 100-mile ride.
Kudos to you.
Literally, like Kittery, Maine, I believe down to Hampton, or they might go up to, I don't know where they go. But it's 100 miles, wherever.
Look up cystic fibrosis on Facebook. You'll see all the.
So I guess the negative is that I have to go knowing that one of the gentlemen that has rode the ride every year for the past 6 years that we've been doing it, and has actually gotten really close with me, will not be there this year because he did pass away.
I had no idea.
So that'll be one of the hard ones for me.
I cannot.
But we're helping to raise money so that doesn't happen again.
Exactly, absolutely, in the memory of your brother as well. So, which means a lot to you.
Yeah.
Turning negative into a positive. Okay. Certain events that we haven't done in about 4 or 5 years. All of a sudden, Perfect Entertainment is doing. Thank you, Nashua Rotary West, and thank you, Nashua Telegraph, for calling us to do your events this year. We really appreciate that. There's more exciting news, and unfortunately, I cannot say much. But all I can tell you is we'll make this an exclusive. We'll definitely put this on our Perfect Entertainment group, and we'll make it an exclusive here on the Common Sense New Hampshire show. there's a lot more going on for Perfect Entertainment. It just keeps on growing.
Yep.
It just